Hey guys, today I want to share with you my social media strategy as someone trying to actually make money off social media and make a career out of this. I have watched a ridiculous amount of content on how to grow on social media, and I do have to say that I personally like and try to apply Gary Vee's philosophy the most. Essentially, Gary Vee is like this marketing guru. I hate the word guru, I think it's so. Anyway, the strategy I'm trying to follow is to produce as much content as possible to improve my actual content as fast as possible and see what really sticks, because I have been making social media content rigorously for a year and a half and it has not been going that well. I have a certain amount of success, but not enough for me to justify all the effort I put into it, honestly. This channel is a new attempt at growing on social. Now, why I am following this hustle strategy? I am not a person who believes on hustling, but I do have to say, if you look with some cold hard eyes at actual social media content in TikTok, especially short form, and nowadays more in YouTube, a lot of the content, it is honestly not that good. And I know people always say, oh well, if you don't make it, your videos aren't that good, blah blah blah. No, there are people with great videos who don't get views, and there are people with very bad content that get lots of views. Like, just go to TikTok, okay? Like, you don't need to be the best to make it, you just need to be constant and do decent things and just not be terrible and keep on trying. That's what I believe, that's what I do. I feel not enough people talk about the element of lack of timing in actually growing on social media. I think sometimes the simple reality is that you get lucky, you upload at the right moment, the algorithm picks it, and you just go viral and get a following. And sometimes it's just like that. And every time I find a YouTube channel I like, I click on it, I see the videos, I look at the oldest videos, I look at the newest videos, I look at the most popular videos, and there are many channels out there that have one or two videos that did really well, and overall the channel is not doing that well. So in my opinion, the Gary Vee approach of just making a lot of content and see what sticks and improve faster by making all this content, documenting the process and not just, hey guys, I did this challenge. No, document the challenge, document every day. Just make as much content as possible, brainstorm your content ideas, trying to optimize the amount of content you can make. Because there is one thing, a lot of people love watching the process, like how you lost 10 kilos, let's say, for example. Well, it is a cool video, but actually having people follow you through the journey of losing 10 kilos, that is a completely different experience. And maybe you have a channel and you do a random video like, oh, how I lost 10 kilos, and that video does really well. But if you have the different journeys you're going through in your life, and there are things you're comfortable sharing because you eventually want to share the results, I think sharing the process is such a good idea, because an important part of social media is parasocial relationships. We're not gonna gloss over it. No, like, this is a part of this is that is almost like chatting with a friend, having that insight into other people's life, which obviously you should keep your privacy. I'm not saying you don't, but sharing the process is, I think, such a good way of actually building a community, because there's just a certain relatability to it. Like, you can be this perfect looking person on social media and that's aspirational, but is it relatable really? Perhaps not. And I just think it's easier to make it and to build communities online if you are sharing the struggle part of your journey too, because, you know, it is hard to get to the result of something, and if you only show the result, not only you have less content to share, but also it kind of looks like you went from 0 to 100, which the reality is that most things in life don't happen like that. The second part of my social media strategy is to work on several platforms at the same time. I am currently working on TikTok and YouTube. Now, I have seen a lot of people saying to just choose one or two platforms to start with, and I have to say I agree with that. It is just really hard, especially if the content format is different, to have like 5 platforms at the same time, and I do not recommend it. Now, if you are just repurposing your YouTube shorts or TikToks and you want to have like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and you're just like uploading it 3 times, that's a whole different game. But if you want to like kind of have different content for everything, you know, more pictures on Instagram or short videos in TikTok, more long form videos on YouTube. I just think it's going to be harder, and I do think this is a good advice to start small and go building from it. Also because when you start creating content, like many journeys in life, the content you start creating and the one you end up actually doing can be quite different in style, in vibes, in aesthetic, or even in the niche, or what kind of content you decide you actually like and want to put out there. So for now, my strategy is mainly YouTube and TikTok, and then Substack for my novel and creative writing. Another thing I'm doing is I have made a Gmail account, and that is only for my socials, but it's not just for people to, hey, do you want to collab with us? No. It's for people to write you messages, because the YouTube comments works like really badly. On my Portuguese channel, a lot of times I have comments and I don't see them. I will see on my phone and say, okay, I'll check it later at home, because, you know, I prefer replying on the computer. And then when I arrive home, it's nowhere, and I go to the YouTube studio, which is the part of YouTube that is for creators to, you know, manage your videos and everything, and it does not appear on comments. And then I go to the video and I can see the comment, but I know it exists because I saw it on my phone. And then I have to go to my phone and I have to click on, find the notification and click on it, and it shows me the comment, but it does not appear anywhere else. So having a place where people can reach you if the comments are not going through, which I also have had that experience, a lot of people telling me they're trying to write a comment and it won't publish, and it's a completely normal comment, nothing like weird or with strange words in it, you know what I mean. So I have made an email account, and I just have that on my Substack and eventually on TikTok, everywhere, just so if people want to write to me, they can write. And of course it's also good for eventually brand collabs if they end up happening. And lastly, about niching down, I have decided not to niche down, and I experimented with that on my Portuguese channel, and honestly, initially it feels like it makes sense, but especially if you're following a strategy with a lot of content production like Gary Vee's strategy, the reality is that there are so many videos you can do on a topic, unless your channel is very geared towards that. For example, I don't know, commentary of other people's content, or something that has like an infinite pool of content to come from. But my Portuguese channel was on staying less time in front of the screen, being more mindful with consumption, including content consumption, and it gets old really fast. I'm not gonna lie, it's like having a channel on digital minimalism. There's just so many things you can say and so many ways you can say them to create content. And because I was making at some point daily long form videos, I would run out of a topic in like 15-20 videos tops, and like that was less than 1 month of content. For certain niches, especially if it's not something like lifestyle or commentary where you have like infinite amount of things to make videos about, I do think niching down is not the best idea. I think you should have 3 or 4 themes about which to talk about and alternate them, or make series, first one, first the other, and just have a thread underneath that connects them, that it can be you or your approach, your perspective. But I do think just niching down on one thing, unless it's a very particular style of channel, like, I don't know, gaming or ghost horror gaming, I don't think it's a good idea, because it really leads to burnout. Because think to today, 2-3 years from now, do you still want to make videos reviewing pens? Maybe you love writing and you love gel pens and your passion is gel pens, then you're gonna be fine. But if you do daily videos for 3 years, that's over 1,000 videos about pens. That's for you to reflect on and think it through. And just saying, think about if the topic you want to talk about, or the topics you want to talk about, can stand doing 1,000 videos about. Because if you make content really regularly, like daily by daily or something like that, 1,000 video ideas go like this. And that is everything. That is my experience, and here I am trying it again, starting from zero. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in your comments your experiences growing on social media, because I love to hear them, and I will see you in the next one.